o'clock. Thank you so much for being here. I call this the Winthrop meeting of the school board to order. At 6 o'clock, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call. Monica is here. She just stepped out to roll up the windows. Anyone else needs to do that? Might be good time. I hear that we're getting rain. Catherine, we have Catherine on Zoom, so we do have everyone present, including our student representative. I will, are there any adjustments to the agenda?
Yeah, actually we have 2 adjustments tonight. We're going to remove item 6.3 for electric guidance counselor for Winthrop grade schools, and what we're going to add an executive session regarding board matter. Alicia has the citation to get to that point.
So the citation is the executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 405. Any other business?
None.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the Winthrop school board meetings for June 5th and June 12th.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you, Catherine. That is a vote of 5-0, and we have our student representative in person. We'll head into the public comment section. If there are any people in the room or those on Zoom that like to speak, you may do so now. We ask that you come up to the podium and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Michelle Arso, and I'm one of the co-presidents of the Winthrop Education Association, and I came here tonight on behalf of the WPS. The Winthrop Educators Association would like you to know that we fully support staff and administration. The union has great working relationships with all of the building administration and superintendent department. The WEA has worked collaboratively with administration and the superintendent for many years and will continue going forward.
Can you stop it? I'm so sorry, we don't have a mic on this thing.
Oh, right.
Am I not loud enough?
It's not your fault. We need to have a mic.
You can hear it, so let's assume.
Let's see. This should pick up. Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Good practice, Michelle. Let's try now.
You want me to continue on about that?
If you could start over, just so people on Zoom, that'd be great. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Michelle Urso, and I'm one of the co-presidents of the Winthrop Educators Association. I came here tonight on behalf of the Winthrop Educators Association. The WEA would like you to know that we fully support staff and administration. The union has great working relationships with all of the building administration and superintendent function. The WEA has worked collaboratively with administration and the superintendent for many years and will continue going forward. In recent weeks and months, there has been a lot of negativity spread throughout the Winthrop community about Winthrop Public Schools. Our school system is made up of dedicated professionals who prioritize the student needs and goals. Staff work hard daily to meet the needs, socially, emotionally, academically, of the students. We are proud to work alongside and support all of these dedicated professionals, and we look forward to a positive and collaborative future for WPS. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Is the board have any questions? Are there any other public comments?
Hello. My name is Larry Fitzgerald. I live in Winthrop. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm the director of security for TRC Engineers. It's a national engineering practice. And in that role, I manage a security staff from Maine to California. We do work in schools. I sat in on, or I should say I watched some of the last school board meetings through recording on Zoom. And I want to correct a couple things. first I want to give you a little bit of my background. We do security assessments for schools across the country, including we did all of the schools in Winthrop. We've done all the schools in Lewiston, South Portland, York, Gray, across the country. In 2018, we developed a report that we presented in front of the school board and the town council in an executive session. So none of that document is public. Joel has it, and the superintendent has it as well. We made some recommendations based upon what we saw when we were looking at the school back at that time. And during our observations of all three schools, we saw a lot of issues, not the least of which was a known convicted felon walking this building during school day. DHS, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Education, at the federal level, the U.S. Secret Service, and our practice recommend strict control of visitors, even in a public school setting. It's because as we look back at the genesis of crises, active shooter situations in schools, unvetted people coming into your school present a risk, and it's hard to quantify. Some of the biggest casualty events have come from people who were thought to be okay to come into the building and not. I have a client who lost 18 staff due to an active shooter situation a number of years ago on the West Coast. So some of the recommendations we made in 2018, the school has made great strides in implementing. If you notice the parent drop-off that used to be in the front of the school, we recommended it to change. It was. We recommended the school limit parents coming in during school day, and they're doing that. And I just wanted to give some of that context of why some of those changes have been made over the last few years. And I'm open to any questions that you have, but I wanted to set that record straight.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions? Monica?
Yes. So did you make recommendations about vetting people, about how to vet people if there were bad ways? I know there have been a lot of parents that have expressed a desire to be more active in the school. Do you have recommendations about how that can be done in a more secure way?
You know, our people, our staff, most of them have, federal security clearances. We get to go in a lot of different places the public can't go. And I tell this to, I work in nuclear power plants too. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. If you can limit the number of people coming in, that lowers your risk. Across the board, I don't care if you're a school, a town hall, a city hall, the civic center, it doesn't matter. To do a vetting of parents the way it would really need to be done, it's not just looking at what have they done. It's not just a criminal records check, it's a behavior check. And when we vet our people, there's a lot involved in it. It's drug screening. There's a lot of things that parents do not want to submit themselves to, and in a typical situation. So, there are a lot of things that can be done, and most parents don't want to go down that road.
Thank you much, Mr. Fitzgerald. I appreciate your comments.
Yep.
Any other public comments on Zoom? There is no button on Zoom. Okay, last call. Okay, we'll close the public comment section and move on to our report, starting with our superintendent report.
Okay, I sent my report out in advance. It was very lengthy. Happy to answer any questions with respect to that. I am sort of happy to report. I'll actually maybe take the guidance position up, but for the most part, we've done a lot. The administrators have been very busy hiring staff, and pretty much all of them have been hired. And I just want to report that because I really appreciate the board giving me the authority to hire staff between school board meetings, but I really try not to take advantage of that. So they did a great job. We had people who I met with this week. We have a meeting Wednesday now. Today's sort of feels like a Monday still, but I met with them earlier this week, late last week, and they're on the agenda tonight because it's not my desire to do that, to hire people in the process you're getting authority for any more than I have. So I just wanted you to know that. I also want to tell you, I just want to remind you that the town council is meeting next Monday at 6 o'clock right here in this room to consider our budget. And at that point, we're going to talk about a community forum for the public to come hear about the proposed budget. No date has been set for the budget yet. We have to approve the forum because we have to approve the budget first. And we have two appointments. Rhonda Kenny, grade school secretary, and Molly Gurney, grade school exec grade special education. No resignations, no retirements, no transfers.
Thank you very much, Jim. For the chair report, I have none. And for the administrator reports, we also do not have any of those this meeting. For committee reports, finance,
We did not meet.
and policy did not meet either. And negotiations,
There's an item on the agenda tonight, so we'll get to that at that time. I'm going to guess that's why we have such a big crowd.
moving on to the no old business, moving on to new business. I'll entertain a motion to ratify an agreement between the Winthrop School Board and the Winthrop Educators Association dated September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2027.
Seconded.
All those, is there any discussion?
I don't really need to discuss this. We had a long process. We started in November. And I just want to thank the members of the association that were part of the bargaining unit. Jordan, you know one too? Oh, Stacy's in back. She was sort of the leader, right? You know, the back leader again. But it was a long process, but very thorough. It was not contentious at all, as far as I'm concerned. And hopefully they'd say the same thing. I did a lot of work. I was going to bring my notebook, which is about this thick of, it's not that we had that many issues, but we really felt like we wanted to take the time. There were a lot of grammatical changes that were made. There were changed pronouns. We just changed a lot of things, and it was a lot of work. And so I really thank them for that, and also thank Catherine, who's on Zoom, and you may or may not recall, it's been so long, but Kelly continued to stay on as part of that to the end. So they just ratified on Monday. So now it's hopefully your turn.
Okay, thank you very much. All those in favor? Oh, yes, Amy?
Will we get more information on that?
You can have a copy of it once it's signed, but I always just send to the bulletin, whatever it's called, 13 points.
So this is everything there needs to know on that?
Well, those are the highlights. I mean, like I said, there were 3+ pages of what we refer to as the issues list. There doesn't give us that many things that need to be changed, but there were a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, as soon as the contract is approved and it's public document, so you let me know.
I just wasn't sure if the school board was, have a session or whatever to have more information and understanding about that. And
Well, it's typically, the reason we have the committee is that, and anybody could have been on the committee, we go through the process, it's a legal process, and we complete it, and then we just say what the highlights are. And, you know, the big things, of course, is that we talk about this before. Probably the biggest thing is that we're trying to gear up for maybe 4 or 5 years down the road, that the teacher minimum salary is going to be $50,000. I shared it with the council as well. And so we basically went from a base salary of $40,500 a year in the current year that we're right now to $48,000 a year too. So we did well.
Thank you, Monica. I'd like to follow up
with what Ivy said, sorry, I didn't realize that these, well, items were just the highlights. In the future, I think it would be very helpful, we're all members of the board, for us to see the whole thing laid out and comfortable with it. I think, you've done a lot of great work, but there's no reason that we can't have transparency on that. So in the future, I think it would be helpful to have that for every member of the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. We do have the committee, the negotiations committee, which both Catherine and Kelly served on. So we would just invite you to attend those meetings. I know that they can be pretty intensive. At one point, we're going to meet every week.
We were meeting, we were meeting every 2 weeks, and then we started meeting every week towards the end.
Things like that. And so board members are always welcome to attend those committee meetings.
Can you have more than two though? I think you can have more than two.
So you basically have, and it's one of the ground rules, we start the process with setting ground rules, and we have 2 voting members from the board, or 2 contributing members, I guess, from the board.
Yeah, so that's my understanding as well. You can have the 2, that would be the voting members, and then anyone from the board can attend.
I just understood from some of the discussions that we had that we were going to have an executive session before it was brought to the board for a vote, so that we can discuss and ask questions and hear all the hard work and the stuff that this company is doing, just to have more of an idea of everything that went into this before it came for a vote.
Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, thank you, Catherine. Okay, that is a unanimous vote with our student representative voting as well.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to elect Christina Spilla, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Spilla, as a 5th grade teacher beginning FY25 school year as recommended by the superintendent of schools.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion?
I don't want to redo mine. Michelle was great.
You can just leave it up there.
So there should be like a little on-off switch.
Like that?
Yeah, but it's going to start getting pretty loud.
Feedback.
So Christina Spilla will be joining, and I say Spilla because of the references I spoke to, that's how they pronounce her name, I wondered myself, will be joining our WPS Rambler team of champions as a 5th grade teacher. She currently lives and teaches in Florida and will be relocating back to her home state of Maine. She has been described as well-organized, sets high-level standards, and rallies her colleagues when extra energy and/or effort might be needed. She's fantastic at building relationships and was referred to as a gem. We're very sad to be losing her. So we just want to welcome Christina. We're excited to have her join our team of Rambler champions at Winthrop School.
Thank you very much, Christina.
She's not.
Well, welcome. Thank you very much for being here now.
You're welcome.
Okay. All those in favor? Unanimous vote. I will entertain a motion to elect Kelsey Duncan as the Winthrop Middle School math teacher beginning the FY25 school year as recommended by the superintendent of schools.
So moved.
Second.
Gloria, by any chance?
No, but that's what I was looking at on my phone.
Oh, are you reading it? Oh, too. Okay. This is what Lori had to say about Kelsey Duncan. She comes to us with 2 years of teaching experience and a master's degree in integrated art. She impressed the team with her whole child approach to meeting student needs, as well as project-based learning that will incorporate all modalities of learning. This is where her master's degree will be an asset. She is also a team player who wants to work as part of a grade level team, as well as a curriculum team. She She's an enthusiastic educator who sought us out to the small school environment so that she can work collaboratively and make a difference. All right, all those in favor? Unanimous vote. Thank you very much. That wraps up our new business. We'll move into our second public comment section. If there are any folks on Zoom or in the room, let us know. Okay. That wraps it up. We'll also take, at this time, additions to future agendas by school board members. I think, as a discussion point, I'd like to add discussing a possible forum at our next meeting and add that to the agenda. And seeing no other suggestions, we will move on to our school board comments. Any comments from the board? Monica?
I see that there are a number of teachers here this evening. We don't often get to hear from teachers. As a new school board member, I'm actually very surprised at how little school board members know about what goes on their day-to-day. We'd love to hear from you, positive or negative, either one. We'd love to have more direct communication with our teachers. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Anyone else? Okay. Okay, that wraps up our school board comments. At this time, and our student representative, sorry, Joseph, just jump in there.
Yeah, sure. Boys lacrosse finished their season. They did end up losing, but it was great run to get to the championship game. I think the rest of the places too. And cross country is third, right? So excited. All sports.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay. At this time, the school board will enter into executive session. All those who will not be joining us, may wrap up and go.